Hi, welcome to China Currents. I'm Chris. School's out for summer. School's out forever. I guess all of us had at least dreamt about the latter. For Chinese kids, summer vacation has just started. From early July to late August, kids are going to enjoy the longest break in a school year. Usually that means packing up cinemas and Disneyland, gaming all night and partying every day. Well, this year may be a little bit different. On July 1st, three major gaming companies, Tencent, NetEase, and MiHoYo, announced their summer restriction plan for minors. Based on the new policy, kids are only allowed to play games for an hour between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, with all other time being restricted. That means kids could only play games for a total of 26 hours during the entire 2-month vacation. Kids, they're not just messing with y'all. In order to enforce the restriction, NetEase and Tencent announced new technical procedures as well. NetEase has just launched the NetEase AI Patrol. During this year's summer vacation, according to the company's statement, it provides round-the-clock, end-to-end restrictions. Protection, okay? NetEase stated that the AI Patrol is based on a deep learning model and features multiple technological systems, including an AI-based minor protection system and intervention for unreasonable consumption patterns among minor players. Tencent Games, in a statement, announced that they will take the lead in adopting facial recognition verification to prevent account impersonation. AI machine learning and other technological means are used to identify suspected minor accounts. Then users will be required to take facial verification. Those who refuse or fail the verification will be included in the anti-addiction supervision. In other words, kicked out of the game. Wow! To be honest with you, I only understand half of the technological jargons. But hey kids, I think they're coming for real. Anti-addiction system in gaming is not new in China. Previously, there's a similar system that requires users to register their age with their IDs. However, kids can bypass the system easily as long as they use their parents' or grandparents' ID to register. There was a joke that if you check the user's data during the summer vacation, you'll find a lot of 70, 80 years old grandpas and grandmas playing all night long. On social media, there's an interesting divide among netizens. A lot of young people, usually college students, mock the policy as unrealistic and stupid. They compare the policy to the arcade restriction during their adolescence, which forbade kids to go to arcades to play games during weekdays. For them, the policy was both useless, since they had always found a way to sneak into arcades, and meaningless. Like, you guys been talking about video games destroying children. We've been destroyed, but look at us, we're just doing so good. So the new restriction on online gaming is just as bold as the old one. Young parents, to the contrary, supported the policy. For them, summer vacation is just like hell. It's almost impossible for them to go to work and take good care of the kids at the same time. And we can imagine what the kids will do without parents. Gaming! It's no slip till I witness one. The restriction at least helped the parents to prevent extreme situations like that. Speaking of games, we have another news about the gaming industry: cheating. According to the Kunshan People's Court, on June 29th, two defendants were convicted of copyright infringement. The defendants, He and Wang, were caught selling a cheating program called Jitui for Peace Elite, a popular smartphone game in China. Both of them were sentenced to 4 years in prison, along with a fine of 20 million RMB. 20 million? That's how lucrative game cheating is. The Chinese government have been cracking down game cheating for quite a long time. In China, those who sell or code cheating softwares can be charged with copyright infringement, intrusion of computer, and illegal business operation. Each year, there are approximately 70 to 100 cases related to game cheating. We have seen a decline in last year's data, which indicates the effectiveness of the government's effort. Next up, Chinese video platform BillyBilly announced a radical reform. Currently on its website, BillyBilly shows the data of each video's view number, just like all video platforms do. On June 26th, its CEO Chen Rui announced that the company is going to replace views with total watch time, citing playback duration better reflects the quality of a video compared to view counts. Chen Rui further explained that measuring playback duration is technically more complex and costly. Fortunately, with the development of technology, BillyBilly now has the ability to track playback duration. It is said that the reform would provide users with a better reference. "We plan to complete the product update in the next few weeks," said the CEO. Unlike Douyin, the Chinese counterpart to TikTok, BillyBilly is famous for its long videos. History, literature, gaming, dancing, music, you can find everything you want on BillyBilly. The success in long videos eventually transformed the company, which started as a website for anime lovers, to a major video platform. In 2018, BillyBilly debuted in Nasdaq. However, BillyBilly suffered as TikTok and short videos swept across the world. In response, the company decided to emulate TikTok and encourage more short videos on platform. The result was disastrous. A lot of long video creators have since left BillyBilly. Meanwhile, short videos was no competitor to TikTok in any term. The company has been at loss for 3 consecutive years. On social media, most BillyBilly users praised the decision, as new policy would be more beneficial towards content creators of long videos. Radical as it is, the approach is considered as a desperate move by BillyBilly in saving the company's slow but steady decline. Therefore, there are also voices questioning whether the decision was due to the decline of active users, which had made view count stats pretty embarrassing. Next up, cars. According to the market analysis report released by the China Passenger Car Association, in the first 5 months of this year, the cumulative retail sales of cars worth more than 300,000 yuan, that is approximately $45,000, reached over 1 million units, with a year-on-year growth rate of 35.1%, a number that no one would dare to predict. In contrast, the cumulative sales volume of car models worth less than 300,000 yuan reached 6.6 million units, with a year-on-year growth rate of only 0.5%. With a surge in sales of high-end car models, the market share of car priced above 300,000 yuan has also significantly expanded. In 2020, it accounted for only 9.5%, while in Q1 2023, it reached as high as 13.9%. In other words, 1 in 7 people bought a car worth more than 300,000 yuan. The Chinese automobile industry is growing fast and steady, especially with the boom of EVs. But that's not what the netizens are talking about on the internet. A lot of people actually use the opportunity to complain about the plate lottery policy. You see, in some Chinese metropolises like Beijing and Shanghai, it's very hard to get a license plate. Residents have to participate in a monthly held lottery to get a plate. The waiting time could be months or even years. Some netizens thus commented, "The stats could have been more beautiful if I had the plate." Another news in Chinese automobile industry is about EVs. On June 27th, Guangzhou Automobile Group, a state enterprise, stated that its car Aeon plans to produce and sell 500,000 electric vehicles this year and initiate overseas business operations. The company aims to achieve a production and sales volume of over 1 million units by 2025. Currently, they're working vigorously to advance their IPO. Aeon, which sells 8,400 cars per month, is one of the major EV makers in China. To be fair, 8,400 cars is not bad at all, yet Aeon was still behind its competitors such as NIO and BYD. The domestic market for EV is so competitive that forced companies to try their luck abroad. Next up, Chinese government announced the interim regulations on unmanned aircraft flight management. In other words, regulations on drones. According to the official media, the main objectives are to strengthen the airworthiness management and quality control of unmanned aircraft design, production, maintenance, and assembly according to the classification management approach. With companies such as DJI, Chinese drone industry has become the first tier in the world. And just like other nascent industries, it was a period lack of regulations. The result, borrowing from Chinese netizens, is 野蛮生长, or to develop barbarically in English. In recent years, there's been an increase in accidents involved with drones, such as the invasion of airport space, drones hitting private properties, etc. There were also cases of drones accidentally entering military airspace. Now, with the new regulation, drone operators can now have a clear sense of where they can fly and how they can fly, which should be able to create a safe space for both the drones and other aircrafts. Last but not least, China's top legislator passed the Foreign Relations Law last Wednesday, marking a milestone significance as it is the first fundamental and comprehensive foreign relations law in the history of the People's Republic of China. The law aims to fix the loopholes in the field of foreign-related affairs amid new challenges when the Sino-American relations is at the lowest point. Another goal of the foreign relations law is national security. In the past 5 years, there's been frequent external interferences in China's internal affairs, such as in Hong Kong. China is directly facing the Western hegemony with unilateral sanctions and long-arm jurisdiction. Therefore, on social media, netizens in general consider the new law as an attempt to enrich its legal toolbox against Western hegemony. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching this episode of China Currents. If you have any thoughts or comments about our show, please feel free to reach us at the email address below. I'm Chris, looking forward to hearing from you. See you next week.